sales are still slow. The condo market much slower this year than it was last year. Same thing like the Big Island, the condo median price has gone down. So median price is lower this year than it was last year. Lower number of sales, less demand this year than last year. Residential market is down a little bit in terms of median price. Hey, what's happening, friends? Monthly market report time. It is May 2025, and if you don't know who I am or it's the first time you're watching the channel, my name is Dylan Nonaka, and I get to lead the #1 team in the state of Hawaii, the agency Team Hawaii. We helped 895 families achieve their real estate goals last year, and would love to help you do the same. If you're looking to buy or sell anywhere in the state of Hawaii, reach out to me. There's a link in the comments to book a meeting, or you can always reach out at dylan@buybigisland.com and we'll book a meeting with you and see how we can help. So we're going to get into the data and look at the statewide market report data. And as we normally do, we're going to jump right in and bring in the Big Island and start on the Big Island of Hawaii and look at the number of sales this year versus last month and a year ago. So right now in the residential market, we had 151 sales this past month. That was down. There was 187 the month previous, and there was 182 a year ago. So number of residential homes are down on the Big Island compared to last month and last year. Looking at the condo data on the Big Island, there was 48 sales this past month. There was 52 the previous month and 78 sales a year ago. So the condo market much slower this year than it was last year. But if you look at median price, it's also down. So 582,000 versus 787,000. And we're seeing that across the board where lower end properties are selling still, higher end ones are not. And so we're seeing the median price start to come down. So that's the summary for the Big Island. Let's go over to the island of Kauai. And we will start with the residential market there. So the residential market on the island of Kauai had 34 sales this past month. There was 41 sales previous month, and then there was 37 sales a year ago. So we're about flat in terms of year over year sales. And median price on the housing market is actually almost the same, just up a little bit, 1.112, where a year ago it was 1.107. So median price for residential homes on Kauai is a little bit higher than it was a year ago. And then looking at the condo market on Kauai, we had 28 sales this past month. There was 26 sales the previous month, and there was 26 sales a year ago. So almost flat, just a couple more sales this month than a year ago. And same thing like the Big Island, the condo median price has gone down. So 862,000 this past month versus 934,000 a year ago. So median price is lower this year than it was last year in the month of April. If you're looking to relocate here on the Big Island, I want to share with you a resource that we put together. Over 80 agents from my team, expert agents here on the Big Island, put together a relocation guide that will help you evaluate all of the important factors that you want to take into account before you move here to the Big Island. School districts, healthcare, employment, all of the things that you got to think about, we put into one home buyer's guide that will help you figure out what is best when you start this relocation process here to the Big Island. So if you want this guide, just click on the link below, fill out the form. We will send you the guide for free. And if you want to take the next steps and have a conversation with us, we'd be happy to help. And jumping over to Maui, let's start off with the sales price. So prices have kind of gone up and down. We are at 1.2 million in the median sales price. That's up a little bit from a month ago. But if we go back to April of last year, is 1.16. So a little bit higher than it was a year ago in terms of median sales price. The story across the board really is number of homes for sale continues to rise across the state. And if you look at this graph, this definitely shows you there is 1,341 homes for sale on Kauai. Currently, a year ago, there was 818. So significantly lower number of homes for sale a year ago than there was today. So increase in inventory has been steady. And the number of closed sales, just judging market activity and getting an idea of how many homes are selling month over month, is down, is up for the first time in a while. So 136 sales in April. If you look back the last couple of months, we got all the way down to 98 sales in February, which was the lowest in the last 12 months. And if we go back to a year ago, there was 180. So we're lower number of sales, less demand this year than last year, but it is ticking up. If you look at the previous 6 to 8 months, there's been less, under 130 sales, and we're back up above 136 this past month in April. This is the island of Maui. And then let's go over to Oahu, where the most activity usually happens. And so looking at median sales price, again, just like Maui, kind of lower than it's been. So $699. This includes condos and homes. So this takes both residential categories into account here. And if we look at a year ago, it was $737. So overall, residential market is down a little bit in terms of median price. And this is why, because inventory continues to rise. So we are at 3,603 total properties on the market. If we looked at a year ago, there was 2,558. So significantly less properties on the market a year ago. And so inventory continues to rise. It's creating a good environment for buyers. And so we're seeing that across the board on all the islands. And then looking at closed sales, there were 666. So closed sales has been going up the last few months. So we were all the way down to 495. February is a very, very slow month across the state, but we're already up to 666 in April. If we look back a year ago, it was 727. So fewer sales than a year ago, but definitely in the last 6 months, uptick in the number of sales on the island of Oahu. So overall, we're seeing similar trends across the state. We're seeing higher number of properties on the market. Sales are still slow. Interestingly enough, we're seeing median price tick down a little bit in certain categories, but overall median price is up. If you take the last 12 months and compare it to the previous 12 months, we are up across the board. But if you want specific data on a specific market or valuation of your home, you really need to look deeply into that specific market and the comps that are in that market. So reach out to us and we can give you an analysis of exactly what you're looking at. If you're looking to sell or if you're looking to buy, we can help you figure out, what's a good offer price and what makes sense in achieving the goal that you're looking to achieve in terms of picking up a property here in Hawaii. So as always, you can always reach out, Dylan@buybigisland.com, or there is a link in the description below to a calendar, which goes right to my calendar. Book a meeting with me. We will get you connected to a expert that lives in the area that you're looking, and make sure you get the best possible advice. And so this is your May 2025 market update. Appreciate you guys watching. Aloha.